Hello, friends. Welcome to the show. My name is Jerry. This is
Adrian.
And this week we're doing a heavily requested album by a heavily requested band, and that's The Glow, Part 2 by The Microphones. I know nothing about this, but you know some things.
I know a little bit. I know that the main guy is Phil. I have it up here, so I'm going to read it. His name is Phil Elverum. I know he eventually started to release music under the name Mount Erie. I listened to this album in high school because I was online too much, and only one song stayed with me, which was I Felt Your Shape, I think. And the rest I kind of forget. Like, I really do not remember. This was like 5 years ago that I probably listened, or 6-7 years ago actually, that I listened to this, so I forget. Good. So we're both kind of going in with fresh ears, but this one's been requested mightily.
And just for the record, there is no Glow Part 1.
Yeah, just clearing the air.
Because I looked for it. No, I didn't, but I wanted to. And he said there isn't one, so I stopped.
That's all I know. I don't know the lore. People could fill us in the comments. The uncut version of this will be on our Patreon, as always, with other goodies. Anything else to say?
I'm looking forward to listening to it. I don't even know the genre of it. I know nothing.
Okay, so actually, fun fact from this album. It was released September 11th, 2001.
No.
Yeah.
That's when the World Trade Center was attacked.
Anyways, this is track 1. I Want Wind to Blow.
Some syncopation going on.
Yeah.
It's both satisfying and unsatisfying at the same time. I love it.
There's sacrifice, there's hard feelings, there's pointless waste.
This groove is so odd, but it's groovy.
My clothes off me, sweep me off my feet.
And then the accordion? Yeah.
But there's no
I don't know
hope
what that was.
for me. I've been set free, there's no breeze, there's no ship on my sea.
I love this little melody right here.
It's got that Spanish feel.
Nylon string, right? This is really pleasant. It's like kind of lo-fi. I know that this is like a lo-fi staple, you know. Really interesting though.
You truly don't know what's going to happen next. I was telling you before the show, I felt off today, like kind of like, I don't know, in a not a happy mood, very gray sky mood. And this song, this music just pulled me right out of that. Like, I just feel amazing. I think part of the reason is because it really feels like, so I was dating my wife in 2001, 2002. We started dating, and this kind of music was playing, like Pavement and Modest Mouse and like those kind of bands that have this kind of a sound. Not exactly, but similar. So this reminds me of my youth. I really like it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that as well. The ending almost kind of felt like lo-fi folk house or something, because it was like dancey. Has that same like dance groove a little bit. It was kind of interesting. And that melody, like that guitar melody, like
Bum, 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 bum.
It was like a perfect equation. Like 2 + 2 = 4. It just resolved perfectly. You know, it was just really satisfying. And it was really catchy throughout the whole thing. Like I really liked it. It also for me hit the sweet spot of like bittersweet kind of, because it's like happy but also kind of sad.
Mm-hmm.
And we should take a moment. This album art I love it. That album art actually.
Wow. Is that an elephant?
Yeah, and a campfire in the forest. I'm giving a round of applause.
It really feels time and place, early 2000s.
This is the title track, track 2, The Glow Part 2.
So scratchy.
I took my shirt off in the yard. No one saw that the skin on my shoulders was golden. Now it's not.
You hear the high-pitched synth?
Shirt's back on. I forgot my songs. The glow is gone. My gliding. I went in with
He has like this kiddish voice, you know what I mean? Like he sounds like a boy kind of.
but I heard my own breath.
These synths you can kind of hear, or organ or whatever it is. Wait, I'm gonna shut up.
I like the way that gelled.
Yeah, wow.
What a groove.
It's great.
His voice really reminds me of the lead singer of Pavement, like crazily. Pavement and a little bit of Matthew Sweet. I keep going first, and I regret that. But the beginning of the song was low-key crazy. It was going it was building, it was getting huge, and then it went to this like offbeat, off-pace, weird thing. It was so anticlimactic, but I liked it. And then the ending was just, whoa.
Yeah, I was not expecting that. I just shut up because I knew it sounded like something was going to happen.
Yeah, your timing is like amazing. You're like, I'm going to say that was dope.
Because yeah, it had that distorted thing in the beginning, and then it went to like it was like a typical folk strum pattern, but it was kind of off and panned weird because I think there's two guitars. It was just kind of off kilter. Well, we're on to track 3, which is The Moon. What I love so far is everything just feels so raw. You know what I mean? Like very almost like spur of the moment kind of.
Yeah. And like they're not planning this. They're just kind of all playing together.
Well, I read that it's just him.
Oh.
Like it's one dude. I don't know. I guess he overdubbed everything. But even then, it's has that feeling where it's like a band that's kind of just thrown together or something.
I drove up to the city.
Did it again.
But those guitars are still there. He must have listened to Neutral Milk Hotel as well. I get that vibe.
The urgency and breathiness of it.
And just like the looseness of the instruments. And that little line from the saxophones felt like that one trumpet part on Holland 1945.
Huh. I've been stealing the show. It's time for you to go, yo.
I feel like he listened to Neutral Milk Hotel.
Yeah.
Like hardcore. The looseness of the instruments, the lo-fi feel, and specifically that one line from the saxophones felt not like a ripoff, but it felt very similar in terms of even the phrasing of the trumpet line. Yeah. It's like slightly different, but like very similar in terms of like phrasing and even melody to the one trumpet part that comes in like later in Holland 1945. Really interesting. I guess this is a couple years after the album came out. So far, I'm really enjoying like the feeling of the album.
Okay.
Yeah, his voice was kind of a little bit buried there,
Mm-hmm.
but he was kind of, to me, seemed like he was recounting memories with his partner that he probably is no longer with.
The first couple of songs were kind of fun and playful, and it felt like a little bit cocky.
Mm.
And then this one felt like a loss of confidence and a loss of voice. So I wondered what that was. And when you said breakup, that's when I went, oh, yeah, maybe that's why. It just felt like too sad, too muted, below the instruments, buried, hidden. So, I mean, it'd be perfect if you had a breakup and it was like, that would be the perfect song, because it does paint that picture that you can't go in that house anymore because it's gone, it's close to you. You could just drive by it. And I still sometimes see a moon that reminds me of a moment in a past life, you know? So I get all that stuff. But as far as like the other songs, I like better.
All the songs so far have like switched up at some point.
Yeah.
But I did, even if I thought it was similar to 1945, that's not a dig. I love those little horn parts, saxophone parts. They were really pretty.
Yeah, they were pretty.
This is track 4, Headless Horseman. Definitely breakup.
It was pretty.
Yeah, it was.
And it was like super relatable. Been there, done that, felt that way. The imagery was effective.
His vocals sound so small, and he has such like a delicate way of singing. It's easier to empathize. I don't know.
It's like precursive.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's so like babyish, like just young sounding, and it just sounds so sad because he sounds young. And again, and it just seems like he sat down at like 1 a.m. with an 8-track and just pressed record and recorded that song.
Yeah.
It's that sort of feeling, you know? Not really rehearsed, just it came out.
what I like about that idea, or the way he sang it, because it reminds me of the way I felt about a breakup. Like when you're with somebody else, you have a relationship with somebody else, it's like having a door to another world or universe. And when that ends, that door closes. It doesn't mean you can't find other door, but that one's closed. There's a finality to it. And sometimes it has to be a finality to it, and you can lament it for the rest of your life or whatever. That really gave me that feeling, this song, that just, it's a loss, it's done, it's over. And I felt that before, and I think you have to feel that. And it's cool that he's articulating it. I think he did it beautifully. He did that feeling justice. If you swing again, I'll duck. And then he becomes a headless horseman. So I'm assuming he didn't duck in time. And then he's got a flaming pumpkin head, right? So he's now fixed it, replaced it, but it's not the same. And I'm assuming people are looking at him, or he feels like people are looking at him.
Yeah.
I love that whole imagery. I was like, nailed it.
We're on to track 5. My roots are strong and deep.
My roots are strong and deep.
What's he doing with the...
Yeah, that's throwing me off.
Your breeze, my limbs stretch out to me. You roll with hot lava hair. I wish you could sprout, but you can't stick your neck out. I want you climbing out my limbs, but I'm just stumped by your limbs.
To me, in that track, it seemed like he doesn't think as much of himself as he thinks of her, or them. It's almost like this is an imbalanced relationship. You've got them too much on a pedestal, and you've got yourself too far low. It's never going to work. You got to love yourself before you can love someone else. And it sounds like he's a tree on his knees, standing tall, but she's taller. Everything's flowing around her. She's got hot lava hair, which is ironic considering he's a tree. If she stands on him, he burns.
And parts of the melody that would come in and out, which I think was a piano, but just sounded really distorted. Almost sounded like a nursery rhyme or something. Just something very childish about the melody. Not in a bad way. Just kind of... Or like an ice cream truck or something. I don't know.
The last couple tracks, have felt like he's working through some stuff.
Well, we have track 6, which is instrumental.
It's doing the weird panning thing again.
Not as nauseating, though.
No. It's kind of giving Renaissance. Might be my first finger snaps of this podcast.
Yeah. I was surprised to hear that, actually.
Very instrumental. Very good. Like how it builds.
The snaps.
Yeah, I'd never heard it. We've done 28 shows. I've never heard snaps.
I thought it was pretty. I like the guitar at the beginning. You were right about the Renaissance thing. It had that energy.
Right, Renaissance.
Yeah, and the panning was really cool. Okay, well, we'll move on to track 7, which is The Mansion.
There's weird and lasting sadness. There's no large and lengthy warming. There's no heat. There's no expansion. There's no door into the mansion.
That breakup vibe again, right? Kind of. When we did BCNR, and I was like, I liked the musicality of it, but I wasn't enthused about the lyricism, the subject matter. This is the same for me. This is not where I would go with music. Like if I was in a breakup state or something like that was happening, I'd sing about different stuff, not about these little random sad feelings, because I feel like that magnifies them. Not that I'm gonna always want to be an escapist, but
But it could also be a way of just exploring the feeling and getting it out.
you said that the last time too, and you're right.
But I know what you mean at the same time.
It's not my choice. Like this would not be a go-to for me, the last couple songs. But the first two, I was like, yeah, dude.
Oh no, this is track 8, which is Something.
I like the cellos.
He would probably be great at writing a score for a film.
Yeah, totally. So moody and brooding.
Yeah, like this one has that feeling for sure. A lot of them, I've noticed at the end of the track, they have this like almost horn that's in the distance, or this hum. That I've noticed that in a couple tracks. I could be tweaking, but I'm pretty sure that's in a bunch of tracks at the end with this white noise. I mean, not tons to break down there. Moody piece.
Yeah.
I could see that being in some creepy TV show or movie or something. But I mean, what I will say is, if what I know about this album is true, that it's his home recording project, lo-fi recording project, this album, and he's doing it all himself, it is pretty impressive.
Very impressive. It's beautiful.
Like in terms of that, you know what I mean? It's just, there's lots of variety and just cool stuff, especially just to do by yourself, you know? It also has that feeling at the same time, you know?
If he would have had 11 more hugs before he started this recording, it might be a totally different album too.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could have used those hugs maybe. This is track 9, Something, in brackets 1.
In the right, it sounds like an old printer tweaking. An old dot matrix
Yeah.
printer.
That's funny. It almost sounds like someone's screaming. Right?
Yeah.
Again, has a score feeling to it.
Mm-hmm. This one more cityscape, kind of terrifying. But at the time this album came out, how many other things that sounded like this were being played? Like, is this a singular work that no one else was matching in 2001? I can't think of anything like this.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this probably was more on the fray at the time. I know that it was getting glazed by blogs and magazines that I was reading in high school. That's how I found out about this album, that it was glazed, and online music communities. But yeah, my assumption is that it was on the fray at the time, one of those underground cult classics, if you will.
Yeah, I liked that one better than the one that preceded it that had the same sort of name.
Not much to say about that one, but like in terms of sound design, it's pretty cool
Very cool.
to be able to get that sound by yourself without using some plugin on a computer. You know, it's probably done through an acoustic instrument. That's my guess. I could
Wow.
be wrong. Listening to this album again after listening to it one time in high school, I can see why I didn't like it. I mean, I was listening to Animal Collective back then, and they're pretty out there, but this is like less melodic, I guess. So I
Right.
could see why I didn't click with it at the time. And we seem to be going through like a period where there's just a bunch of these little song fragments, not full songs. Like the first couple tracks felt like these full songs, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And now it's just these little fragments of ideas. Like having something and something one almost feels like he had these things that he did on a whim and didn't know what to name them, so just named them something.
And I think we're doing it a disservice by stopping between tracks. I think if it was played as an entire thing, I think it would have more of a, oh.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so this is track 10, I'll Not Continue.
To me, that felt like a modern take on Norwegian Wood by the Beatles.
Like the guitar part? Or
It was way sloppier. Like the Norwegian Wood's super tight. That's what it's known for. But the same, like I once had a girl. She once had me. She showed me a room. Isn't this good? Talk about sitting around talking, being together, and the next morning she's gone. But this is like that too. It's to me, it's that same vibe.
kind of similar energy to some other songs. It's just him and the guitars, but the guitars are slightly off kilter, so it just feels like a home recording, you know? That's just what it gives. Like, the whole thing so far feels like more an exploratory exercise for him to get through these emotions with the breakup he's experiencing, basically. It almost feels like intimate, or these recordings that he made for himself that kind of got like leaked and now everyone can hear them. It kind of has that feeling to me where it's like, this is what he made to deal with what was going on in his life at the time. And not that it wasn't meant to be released, but it kind of has that private, intimate feel.
Yeah. Okay. Well put.
Because these collections of ideas, you know, where he probably was feeling some type of way and just wanted to express it in some way and turn into these short little song fragments, you know?
It's like 20 years before Bedroom Pop, there was the Glow Part 2. Right?
The original Bedroom Pop. If he actually did it in his bedroom. I don't know. That's just my guess.
Huh. I still haven't decided how I feel about the whole album yet. It's the early days.
It's early days. We do have halfway to go. It's halfway now, actually. So, snack time. We have miniature Reese's.
Oh,
Gotta.
yeah.
Yeah.
The key though is you got to get the right peanut butter to chocolate ratio. I've seen some of these other ones. They're so big and thick. You get lots of chocolate, but a little bit of peanut butter inside, and you could tell. Oh, it's not
enough. The break's almost over. What are you looking forward to for your classes in the next half of the year?
I love summatives. I don't say exams. I haven't had the students do a written exam in about a decade, maybe more. And the reason for that was the exams were more hype than learning, and they're more fear than creation. So it ended up being a really poor way for me to end my semester. So some are making films, some are doing comic books, but they're summarizing the Renaissance to now, one thing, whether it be acting or playwrights or shoes or makeup or music. Just follow the trend of one thing throughout that time and tell me what you've learned, and that will become your thesis. So it's really dope.
Well, moving on, we're on to track 11, which is the Gleam Part 2.
Steel drum.
Yeah.
Tiny lights in mountainous peaks. I saw your future in my sleep.
It wouldn't surprise me if you told me this was Cameron Winter's uncle. I like that song more than the instrumentals. And thinking back on it, the instrumentals should have all been treated as one. We should have just listened to it for 5 minutes and then talked about the whole thing.
Yeah, that's true.
But whatever. We know for next time. For the Glow Part 3.
2020. Glow Part 3. This is track 12, Map.
Map?
That same sound I was talking about.
Yeah. You weren't imagining it. Whoa. That was louder than I thought it was going to be.
The new vocalist?
Baby. It just became a detective show. That's dope. If this guy was like, those buses where you take people on a bus and you drive them around, show them all the sights and sounds of a city. If this was his job, he'd be like, it'd be scary. I feel like he takes us somewhere and we're going, okay, what? Now we're going here. Oh,
Yeah.
and it started off actually crazy. Like the song started off crazy. It was just like there was this sick drum beat that didn't match the weird sounds in the front. And then the singing was like, whoa, what's going on? Are you fighting each other? And then it got really tight and really clean and really nice. And then there was like weird drum beat for a little bit. So, I mean, I dug it. I enjoyed the journey, but it's just so not the songs aren't songing. I don't know. I enjoy them as art pieces, and I think they're cool. And I'm thinking at this time, 2001, Radiohead had just done Kid A, right? So this is that time period where they have to reconcile with the electronica boom that's happening, and they have to figure out what they're going to do with it. And this is one of the answers. It's like not electronica, it's realica done in a different way.
These fragments kind of stitched together. Just these like clean cuts, almost like 60s style, like literal tape cuts or something.
Yeah, very interrupty though.
We'll move on to track 13, which is You'll Be in the Air.
You'll be in the air. In some hours you'll be over the sea.
Pretty.
Lost in the other passengers on the plane. But if you just moved your arms, then you could tell that you are in the air. You'd feel the yawning gulf grow wider. You'd feel the dwindling.
I can appreciate how he doesn't leave the title up to mystery. He just drops it in the first line on some of these songs.
You'd be in the air.
The drum beat on every
You'd feel
word.
the hot blowing rock-filled winds. Wake up, your pal will pounce on me. I'll meet the day. You'll be in the air. I'll be in your bed when I'm awake. And can you tell that I'm down here? Can you feel my
I was not expecting that. I wasn't. I'm trying to lock in right now, but I was not expecting that.
my skin?
I was not expecting that delivery change in the middle part of that song where he just goes for it.
Almost feels like he was feeling neglected, so he just had to turn his voice up a little bit. Feels like he's fanboying pretty hard on this person.
But I am missing some of those memorable melodic moments from the first couple tracks.
Totally.
I just feel like there has not been a moment in a while, minus that like detective ass section in the last song, where, you know, there's just like a memorable melody or something. We're on to track 14, which is I Want to Be Cold.
It's raining on me. Don't want it to stop. I don't want to breathe. Your flames don't grow. I want to be buried in snow. I hope your flames don't grow. I just want to be cold. I don't want you to know.
It got really nice at the end. He's finally figured it out. I mean, he was alluding to it before, like she's this lava girl in the world and he's a tree who will get burned.
That he was probably broken up with. We have track 15, I Am Bored.
You tore a hole so deep, my week poured out torrentially. But now I'm bored. My bloody flow is slowed so I can be bored near you. Oh, what a loss. It didn't. Now we both know what we have to do.
I need to know what that sound is.
More obvious breakup song again. So it's getting from the realm of abstraction to, hey, you ripped a hole in me, some liquid came out, that bloody stuff came out, but now I'm getting better, but I'm bored.
Yeah, I'm puzzled.
Yeah, it's first listen. So let's.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I'm just puzzled by the direction and I still can't shake the feeling that it feels like we're listening in on something that's intimate and was like meant to be personal recordings or something.
Okay.
Not to say that it's not, you know, meant to be out in the world, but it just feels that way, that it's something so intimate that it was a way to express his feelings, you know. I don't know. I just can't shake that feeling because it's also fragmented and just these ideas where he's saying these words just to get it out. It feels like.
I know this is influential. I know this is important. I know this is, but it's not my cup of tea right now. Like it's not hitting me. I appreciate it as a historical artistic piece. I like what he's doing. I like his voice. I like the arrangements. Okay, it makes sense. Olympia, Washington. It does sound like Upper West Coast rainy vibes, like just some of the like where the grunge movement started in the early 90s.
Well, it's also, you can kind of see it has that feeling with the album cover, and he also paints the picture of that sort of. I was going to say like Oregon.
Okay, the album takes influences from Twin Peaks, the TV show, Yes. So when you talked about musical score stuff, Twin Peaks was messed up, but really cool. Really cool.
We're on to track 16. I Felt My Size.
The heat from the closeness of me tilting towards the sun was storing up to ignite at night and light. The coldness of the cave, the billowy flames lit up my face, and thinning smoke hung in the branches waiting for wind. My front was warm, the cold backs of my arms never felt the dawn. The night was long.
It's a cool breakdown.
When the real dawn came, I saw it crawl over the hill, and I felt clean and shook my hair out in the light.
What a
I
tease.
looked up and hurt my eyes on the pain.
I'm also getting heavy dashboard confessional vocals. I like that. I like that song. I liked how he stayed consistent throughout the whole thing with his tone and his voice and his pacing, and the music got crazy around him.
It sounds, there's some shared bones with a song that's coming up because it sounded familiar to me. There's certain parts. Okay, we have track 17, which is instrumental. So I guess another instrumental.
Piano's doing it for me. Yeah, the hums were kind of funny. The hums were almost comical. Like, I feel like he's playing with us a bit.
The hums at the end kind of sound like those videos on YouTube where it's like Igor by Tyler the Creator, but I made it with my mouth. And it's just like person humming every single part. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or those, yeah.
Because there's people who want to watch that stuff.
Yeah. Again, all of it sonically is cool. It's lo-fi. It's kind of cool to hear that sort of thing. Just very rough DIY feel to me, at least. We're at track 18. This is the one song that I know from this album
Okay.
that stuck with me when I listened to it for the first time. So this is track 18, I Felt Your Shape.
I thought I felt your shape, but I was wrong. Really, all I felt was falsely strong. I held on tight and closed my eyes. It was dumb, I had no sense of your size. It was then my loss was overwhelmed by this new depth I don't think I ever felt. But I don't know, my nights are cold, and I remember warmth. I could have sworn I wasn't alone.
It's pretty.
Yeah, I've always loved that song.
That's kind of the songiness I was talking to about. Like, the other songs didn't have that very much.
No, that's what I was going to say. I agree. I don't know. It was just the most, has teeth, you know? Like, it has staying power. Or like I would go back to it, which is why that one was the only, when I listened to it back in however old I was, like 14, 15, that was the only one that I kept listening to.
And I think the people who recommended it and loved everything else because it's so niche and different and creative and unexpected.
Yeah, which is, I mean, that's fair. And do you see what I mean? Like it feels like it shares DNA with I Felt My Size, like this, the same similar melody at certain points and strumming patterns sometimes.
Mm-hmm. And it's almost like a See, I Can Do It at track 18 because there's no other song like it on the album.
Yeah, it's true. That's just straightforward and memorable and catchy.
So everything else is fragmented because that's how he feels, and now he could be coming to terms with it, and
That's true.
now it's got flow. So this is an art piece. So
It's
then,
true.
does that mean the last two tracks are going to be more like this?
I
You
mean,
like what you like. I mean,
It's true.
I go by what I like to listen to in my moments, in my times. Like if you
Yeah.
want to be the coolest person on Reddit, this is your album.
Well, we're on to the second last track, which is track 19, Samurai Sword.
You want a drums, broski?
Yeah.
That was like Animal going off on drums.
You're a bad
So we made some jokes in there.
I did not. Is that what you were?
He's talking about bears, and he's like coming at you with bare feet, but bare feet, like as in without shoes on.
Oh.
And then there's a couple other little like my grizzly stare, and he's talking about bears and fighting bears. So I was like, wow, going for the dad jokes. Like he really was. I almost felt like they were forging the samurai sword with that song. You know, the hammering of the metal to make the samurai sword, and then he's on his samurai polar bear mission. Now the samurai sword is quite an amazing. So metallurgists in Japan figured out that high carbon steel holds a sharp edge, makes for like good razor blades, but it's brittle. So if you hit it on the side, it shatters. Lower carbon steel is bendable and pliable, but you can't hold an edge very long. So they make both kinds, put them together, and then hammer them together under heat. So the samurai sword has got the edge of it is high carbon steel, and the other edge of it's lower carbon steel, so that it can flex and bend, but the edge that matters holds a sharp point. And that's how the samurai sword is made. And it's, if you look at a samurai sword, the bottom part is darker gray and it's kind of wobbly, because that's because it was liquefied and hammered into the other softer steel. Little samurai sword lore for you, bro.
Yeah, that's a good tidbit.
I didn't study history for nothing. I had to drop that there.
Well, we're on to the last track, track 20, My Warm Blood. This is a 9-minute song to end out the record.
She's back.
I'm alone, except for the sound of insects flying.
I mean, that foghorn sound does... It's one consistent thing throughout the whole album. Ties it together in some way. Dude, he's really letting you sit with this.
This feels more like a meditation than a song.
Yeah, for sure. It's like 3 minutes of this silence or white noise and that foghorn or whatever.
I mean, in your mind, is this one of the best albums we've listened to out of the 28 so far on Ear Candy?
No.
It got the most hype.
Yeah, we got so many requests. I genuinely am just curious about what people think and what is the draw for them. If they maybe listen to it during like formative years or something, or because after the first listen, well, I guess second listen, when I count the listen I had back in high school, not many songs stuck with me. The first couple of songs were great. I felt Your Shape was great.
Thank you. Oh, right.
It's almost like a frustrating listen because there's like glimpses of great moments.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's like
Yeah.
these little shimmers of brilliant little passages that don't really last that long, and it's all super fragmented. I wonder what the pull is, if it's like some crazy lore or just the style of it and just the rawness of it. I can see that angle.
Like I went into this thinking I'm going to love this album because it's going to be one of those alt albums that just does it. There's some really nice pieces. The first couple songs were really exciting. I'm like, oh man.
I
And
know.
then I just went flurf. It felt like an experiment.
I mean, it is kind of in that category, like experimental music.
There's the heartbeat.
I'm feeling a little bit cheated. I don't know. Might get some flack. It's one of those albums, but hey.
I listened to it. I did my due diligence. I listened to it and I heard it.
Very few memorable ones for me. At first, I was really excited because that first song was really great. Got derailed and felt fragmented and not tons of songs that were actual songs. And I get that it could be exploratory work and experimental work, and that's fine. That could be what it is. I mean, I like my fair share of experimental stuff. And I, again, with what I was saying, I think it feels like it's a collection of home recordings that he made in a really difficult time during his life, something that he was going through. And this is what he did to get through that. You know, and there is some cohesiveness with it. You know, there's themes that are circle back to and that consistent foghorn sound. But I appreciate that there's lots of diversity and variety in the instrumentation and the types of, like, the ways the songs progress in different sections it goes into, and like sound design and just doing it on your own at your house, presumably. In that sense, it's great.
The parts I really loved a lot, but I couldn't go into the B range with this. This would have to be a C.
That's fair.
Probably the highest I could give it, because I've given like amazing albums Bs. And this has like got great parts to it, but just as a whole, and I'm sorry. Tell me I'm wrong, and tell me where I'm wrong and how I'm wrong, and I will give it another listen. But
I mean, it's not going to change, probably not going to change how we feel about it, but I'm just curious, like, people's personal connections with it and what brings them to it.
yeah, like what's the part you like?
Yeah, I'm curious. I would probably go like B-.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm leaving this disappointed. I had high hopes for this just because I know its notorious reputation online.
Yeah, like I remember thinking, oh, we have to do The Glow. We're sorry we felt that way for all those of you who love this album and glaze this album and feel strongly about this album. Please give us some feedback on it, and we do thank you for joining us on our first listen.
Yeah, and the full version, if you can tolerate us, is on our Patreon. Let us know what you think. We're genuinely curious. We want to cultivate a discussion, if you will.
We want to learn.
Yeah, we want to be educated.
Thank you for joining us this week.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
See ya.